Inakuaje Tongo Nguvu, mimi naitwa presenter Ali, your entertainment PA, and by the way, the A is always for amazing. Leo nimealikwa kwenye ofisi zake current MP Mvita constituency na bado ndo the incoming governor 2022 elections. Nimekuja kwa ajili ya kupiga naye story na nipo kwenye ofisi zake, na right there ndo ofisi yake maalum, na naingia kwa ajili ya kupiga story naye. Kwa hivyo njoo na mimi. Assalamu alaikum. Poa sana.
You're good?
Niko poa salama. Haina noma, tunashukuru. Asante sana kwa kutualika.
You're well? Karibuni.
Asante sana. Naweza keti?
Yes.
Asante sana. Pole kwa uchovu. Yeah. Tumekuwa nayo kwenye kampeni, tumezunguka nayo kuanzia mwanzo mpaka mwisho. Kwanza hongera sana kwa kazi nzuri ambayo unafanya. Alafu mimi nakuwa ni miongoni mwa watu ambao wanakufuatilia sana.
Asante sana. Thank you very very much.
Yeah.
Means a lot.
Yeah. Uko poa lakini?
Tunashukuru. I think a very very good response like today, inakupatia motivation.
Yeah.
Kuweza kuendelea.
Yeah. Na watu wanakupenda sana huku. How do you feel? Watu wanakupenda sana, umezunguka hapa, people are shouting your name, yani people are very excited to see you. Ni kwa sababu ya kazi nzuri unayofanya ama ni kwa nini?
Staying loyal to the people. Once you stay loyal and unahakikisha kwa watu shughuli zao unaweza kuzinini, mambo yanakuwa tu.
Yeah. Imefikia miaka miezi ya kampeni nyingine ambazo zinakuja. Unahisi kwamba awamu yako ambayo umekuwa serving the people, you've done the right thing according to your manifesto, ume keep it by the books?
For sure. Like I said, mimi niko tayari kuweza kuhukumiwa. You wanna judge me and be able to challenge me on two things: those that I have done and those that I have not done. Those that I have done, yale ambayo kwamba nimeweza kuyafanya, kutetea watu, na yale ambayo kwamba sijafanya nataka mtu aseme kwa kulitokea kitu fulani na hukuweza kutetea watu. Yeah. I'm ready to be judged on that as well.
Na ukiangalia tu kama wewe percentage ya vitu ambavyo umefanya, unaweza ukasema out of 100% unaweza ukajirate ngapi?
I think no leader rates himself. Your ratings go by people. Watu wenyewe vile wataweza kukurate. And I think today is just one example. Mumeona nyewe wenyewe. Yeah. So I think our ratings are pretty high with the people. Tuko sawa.
Watu wamekubali. Alafu pia hongera, jana ulichukua tuzo ya political personality of the year kwenye Pani Golden Awards. Hongera for that. Na pia you've stood out as one of the most stylish political people. Ni kwa sababu una interact na vijana ama tu umekuwa hivyo tangu tangu utotoni?
I think style is not an issue of even anything else. It's an issue of how you wear something. If your body type does not allow you to wear something, usijilazimishe. Like at the same time, ikiwa kuna just dress up to be able to for the occasion.
Yeah. Sahi mtu akikuangalia anaona ni mtu anapiga gym, right?
Yes, I train a minimum of about minimum 4 to 5 times a week.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ni lifestyle yako yani kabisa? Every day?
Every single day, 4 to 5 times a week. Ikiwa Mombasa, I go to, and I'm happy. I think nearly any gym opens up for me at any time, not because of anything else, lakini kwa sababu maybe naweza kusema kwa ule kupendwa na wale watu. Sasa hata nikiwa nimechelewa wananifungulia, nikiwa nataka kuna mapema zaidi wananifungulia, and nikiwa Nairobi, ikiwa time haiko na mimi, at least nachapa ndonde kidogo, a bit of boxing, a bit of running.
Yeah. Maybe tu kwa faida ya mtazamaji, when did you launch your political career, and launching it, did you really know kwamba itafikia muda ufike mahali ambapo umefika sasa hivi?
No, I did not know. I did not ever imagine. Sikuweza kudhania ya kwa nitaweza kufika hapa. Nikianza mimi nimeanza kuhudumikia jamii kabla sijakuwa mjumbe. I had some organizations, Youth for Mombasa at that time, and we were basically preaching about peace and everything, and we did quite a bit of things. And then after that, it was a calling. Ile watu wanakuambia kwa tunataka uweze kusimama, tunataka uweze kusimama. Na ikatokea nafasi tukaweza kusimama kama wana Mvita, and I'm happy. Ile kura nilipata mara ya kwanza, mara ya pili zimeweza kuongezeka even higher.
Watu wamekubali zaidi.
Yes, mara ya pili ilikuwa ni kubwa zaidi zile kura ambazo kwamba nilipata. In fact, there's some areas I stand to be corrected, but sidhani kama kuna mtu yote alipata kura zaidi yangu katika kituo chochote, any polling station. So yeah.
Na tukiangalia sasa the fact that kabla kwanza tuingie huu upande wa the gubernatorial seat, nataka tuzungumzie today's campaigns. One of the things ambazo umeonekana sana kuinsist on is kwamba peaceful campaigns, exactly. Peaceful elections,
because elections come once in every 5 years, but our lives, once something happens to you, it's going to be a permanent scar. It's going to be either a permanent damage, and na scar sio lazima ikue ni ile alama ya kuona, lakini unaweza kuwa na lile donda ambalo kwamba linakaa ndani ya roho, ndani ya moyo kwa muda mrefu sana. There's no need to create trauma, no need to create panic. Tunaanza kuzungumza lugha za vita, watu wa biashara wataanza kuogopa, watu watakosa kazi zao. Kujenga inachukua muda, kubomoa unafunga macho na kufungua tayari umebomoa. Wakenya sasa hivi wanatoka kuanza kuregea katika miguu yao kupitana na mkasa wa COVID. So I think we should not have human induced recklessness. Itakuwa ni jambo, and Mombasa, tofauti yetu na maeneo mengine, katika Mombasa makabila yote yako pale. Sasa hivi sisi tumeweza kutembea, hii ni kiini katika maeneo ya Mvita. Ukitembea unapata watu wote ambao kwamba wako pale, ni kabila zote, dini zote. Huwezi kuanza kusema kwa tunaanza kubaguana based on that. So you need to always spread peace, be cautious on what you talk about. It's very, very easy. Mwanasiasa akipata microphone na akiona ile crowd, sometimes I don't know whether they get carried away or something, and I don't know whether it is an emotional outburst, but you need to be very, very careful, because what we talk about then translates. Wale watu walioko kule chini mashinani wanasikia. Sasa ikiwa utaanza kusema ya kuwe na vita, kuwe na fujo, kuwe na hasia, haya mambo yanaendelea.
Kwa hiyo inabidi you campaign for that, and it's something you would like to urge even watu ambao wanagombea the same, nini kufanya the same, right?
Yeah. Sell your policies, sell what you stand for, sell what you believe. But other than that, don't sell violence, don't sell hatred, don't sell people dividing each other. Sell the right things.
Yeah. Now let's talk about you campaigning to be a governor in 001. What does it mean to you, and what does it mean to your career?
Leadership is a calling, like I said. This calling has been there for a while, and now I think it is time for us to be able to do the needful.
Yeah. Your friend Joho is the outgoing governor 001. Anakushika mkono, yuko na wewe kwenye hii campaign?
I don't think it's an issue of kushikwa mkono, but I will definitely ask for his vote. I think it is important for the governor to remain neutral in these particular campaigns, but whether I will ask him for his vote, yes. Whether he will vote for me or not, voting is secret ballot. So I want to continue where he has been able to live. I want to improve what I feel needs to be improved on whatever it is that he has been able to do. I want to learn from the mistakes that he was able to do. As human, we are all prone to err. So yale makosa ambayo kwamba ameweza kuyafanya, nataka kuyageuza yale makosa yawe ni funzo na yasiwe ni makosa ambayo kwamba ni ya kudumu. So we come up with basically look at every single hardship as an opportunity to be able to do better. Every single mistake as a way of learning. And no one can have a monopoly of good ideas. It's impossible. You can't be a master of everything. I mean, right now, you're one of the best bloggers that are out there. So if I wanted to do your job as well, I will never ever be able to do your job. But if we can be able to coexist by learning that everyone, kila moja yuko sawa kwa njia yake.
Na pengine after the elections, God forbid, if you lose it, itakuwa ni sawa, utakuwa unaamini kwamba the elections were fair, because most of the time tunaonaga watu wamefikia wakati and they're like, no, zilikuwa fair, I was supposed to win.
I've never thought of losing. I've never lost an election ever. I wouldn't want to go into an election knowing that I have a chance of losing. I do not believe I have a chance of losing.
Yeah. Even looking at now the current status quo, the status quo right now is you won the best MP in the Coast region. Unahisi ni kitu kipi ambacho you do very different from other leaders?
Consistency. I think the key word here is not anything else, it's consistency. Being there, I mean, I think over the last 5 years, I've only been able to go abroad maybe once. I have over the last 5 years, I have been in Mombasa every single weekend. Probably if there are weekends that I can be able to say I've not been in Mombasa, they're countable. They're truly countable. I have been, taking my parliamentary duties. I chair meetings, about an average of about 4 to 5 meetings every single week. And I can comfortably say as well that I think over 5 years, I've only missed about 4. I missed one because I had an allergy. I could not be able to travel because my face was all swollen. I took something and the first time I got an allergy. And the second time I missed it is because I had just lost my 4 employees. And the third one I missed it because I had to arrange for the burial. That means I missed 1 day and the next day. And then the last day that I missed was because I had to go and do the burial for Carol, who was one of our employees. So I've actually only missed 4 days.
Yeah, I actually think that you are among the most genuine people. If you can actually remember that, I know most or some of them would probably say I've just missed like several and probably won't even remember that. Now, kwa ufupi tu pengine, for mtu yote ambaye ni mchanga, the youth ambao they're watching, what are some of the things that you would sell to them, as your manifesto?
I think right now what we need to, the discussion should be nothing else except economic empowerment. It's about money on the pockets of people. We have to figure out a way. And one of the things that I'm considering as well once I become the governor, God willing, is looking at ways on how we can be able to improve the SMEs within Mombasa, coming up with programs for them, issues to do with all these taxes that are there, seeing how we can be able to make life bearable for them. Once you have an economic rotation system, then money is going to be able to easily circulate within the system, make things conducive. I think what people need is a way for them to be able to have businesses in a conducive manner. And the other day I was talking to one of your colleagues, Brenda actually, and I was telling her that it doesn't make sense. If you go right now, people actually choose travel destinations. They choose travel destinations for purposes of vlogging blogging, taking images. Itself has actually said that people choose travel destinations so they can be able to take pictures and take videos. So why would you want to charge someone to actually take pictures and videos in your own country, in your own county? Every time that they do that, the best you can do is just request them that, you know what, if you're going to take this, it's a request we're asking you to do, sell Mombasa as well. And that's all it takes.
Yeah, even in places like Dubai, I think that's what they do.
Exactly. So you once you're able to do that, it's like saying that you've gone to Dubai, but you can't be able to take a picture of the Burj, which is a landmark. Yeah. And here you are, you can't be able to take pictures in some of the iconic places within Mombasa. Especially at a time when everything is so digital. Everything is so digital. Why do you want to we're chasing cents and losing shillings. This is what we're doing.
Yeah, we've actually seen, I don't know if you're aware of that, we've actually seen, a rise of the online media that is in Nairobi mostly and in Mombasa. So it's actually been a huge thing. Do you have any plans, for the online digital media, in terms of supporting them in any way? Because we've seen most of them rising to even getting massive number of followers, and it's been a thing, that has even sparked a conversation where people are saying that the online media is actually taking over, the traditional media.
Well, online media has a huge presence. Kenya's internet penetration is one of the highest in the continent. Nairobi then followed by Mombasa. I mean, a place like where Mvita, for argument's sake, our internet penetration, I think, is at about, I'd call it about 70%. So when you have internet, and when I say that, I'm not saying in terms of coverage, I'm saying to people being able to access the internet on a daily basis. That means through your mobile phone, through your laptop, your iPad, or whatever it is. So there's a need. In fact, what we actually need to start considering is nothing else but consider talking about online media owners and content creators to have their own level of their own self-regulation. When you have a media that can be heard through hundreds of thousands of people, you end up having a social responsibility. And your social responsibility is to make sure that whatever it is that you spread out there is, one, truthful. Is it going to be able to harm others? Is it something that is going to have a ripple multiplying effect on a negative level or on a positive level? So these are the things. And of course, personally, I'll tell you what we have been able to do. We have been able to set up 4 digital hubs within the constituency, actually. One of them was at Jomo Kenyatta. The other one was at Sheikh Abdullah Farsi. We're putting another one at Alidina and another one at Majengo Primary. And these are areas that are going to have Wi-Fi. I would wish for a situation where, in fact, access to communication is key to growth. So when yourselves, I think the best thing that we can do is to ensure that more and more people have that access. And I was saying that there's so many people who would wish to have services from Mombasa, IT providers, and these internet providers, if they can be able now to be facilitated to set up internet hubs where they can have Wi-Fi being spread. And if that Wi-Fi is being spread, if this region, every single person has Wi-Fi, then that means you as a digital media owner, as a content creator, you are comfortably getting more and more viewership. And there are ways that they can actually be able to make money out of that. Every single person who logs in, probably there's an advert that is going to just need to pop up once or twice a day or whatever it is. So there are ways you can be able to, but the only thing is, we use existing platforms, whether it's going to be power, lines, whether it is going to be the street lines or whatever it is, and you pass on the same. These are people who can be able to say that every single IP address, that means can only be able to get what? Any amount of MB per day. More than that, then you have to pay for it. So it becomes, a way of and whether we like it or not, online media is catching up. If you want to know that it's catching up, mainstream media itself is going online.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Amazing. We are having a conversation with the incoming governor 2022 here in Mombasa. Na before tumalize tu, of course this conversation haiwezi kaisha. Mimi mwenyewe siwezi kukubali ishe kabla yani nimjue mimi kwa undani. I just want to know Abdul Swamad Sharif, Nikki, what makes you happy as a person now, apart from mambo ya leadership, yani wewe tu mwenyewe?
I hope I don't. I probably would be close to being called boring on a because I wake up in the morning. If I have a meeting early, then I wake up way earlier. If my day starts later, then I wake up a bit later. And first thing that I do is I go train. I go and I just sweat myself out. And then thereafter I start my day. Sometimes it's so vital that, especially someone like myself and probably any other person who sees so many people, at times it's important to be able to spend, even if it means 15 minutes to 30 minutes just by yourself. Reflect on how the day has been, what you could have done to be better, what you should do more, what you need to improve on. And I think what makes me happy as an individual is, there is nothing better than when you see someone whose life you have been able to touch. I see so many people out on the streets, and they all tell me that, you helped me in this way or that way. I see people, matatu drivers, telling me you fought for us when we were being told we cannot be able to drive at a certain hour, or there was the issue of social distancing, while at the same time SGR and airlines were being allowed to travel freely. So we came up with so many of these programs, training for the border and the tuk-tuk operators. But one of the things that has really made me feel proud actually is we have a program called Skills Mitani. We inherited a constituency that had such a huge percentage of people who were A, jobless, B, they had just dropped out of Standard 8. The transition rate from 8 to Form 4 was very Standard 8 to secondary school was very low. So you can't just take these people and just dump them. So we had to do something. Of course, now government policies that someone has to go secondary school, it's compulsory. So now even those who have finished secondary schools, just because you got a D or a C or whatever it is, does not mean you cannot do something out of your life. So we came up with a program called Skills Mitani, which has been one of the most successful, and I'm glad that it's being emulated in different parts of this country, where we allow you to choose such various forms of vocational training. And it's, when I say various, it's close to about 70 institutions and 100 plus different courses that you can choose from. And we automatically pay for you 60%, and 40% is paid by yourself. So these courses vary from, we've got people who have trained themselves in music, we've got people who have trained themselves in first aid, we've got people who've trained themselves in cooking, culinary cooking, baking, people who do, hair, beauty and makeup, electrical, carpentry, all these things, up to forklift operators. And we allow you to choose the institution. We do a huge exhibition where all these institutions sell themselves and they explain to the students. Thousands of people walk in, thousands, literally in thousands. They walk in, they choose the institution that they want. They understand that this is what they want, what it is that they prefer to do with their lives. And just because you are unable to go to college or you did not go to university, does not mean you cannot be one of the best hairstylists. You cannot be one of the best makeup artists. You cannot be one of the best baker. You cannot be one of the best electrical, where electrician or someone comes to you and tells you that we're having a problem. And once we've been able to do this, then it's worked. It's worked so well. I feel so, I mean, it's very touching when you see people who have been able to increase their livelihood from the programs that we've done.
You've really set the bar too high, a little bit too high for the next incoming MP. I would say that because they will be having a lot to do, and pengine you can just share and tell me one little secret of your success.
It's not a secret. It's very, very open. Actually, there is totally no secret to success. You basically, there's an English statement: you reap what you sow. If you planted maize, don't expect to get beans. And if you plant hatred, don't expect love. If you plant dissent, don't accept acceptance. And it's as simple as that. And I think what we basically have is we have been able to plant. I always use this statement that I've been with people during their tough times, during times when they needed a shoulder to be able to. And that's the reason why they're going to be with you during the time that you feel that you need people to be there for you. I've fought for the rights of the people I represent in the National Assembly. Sometimes outside the National Assembly, I've been tear gassed quite a number of times. I've had a rub-in with the administration, but I always stood my foot down. And that's what it is. There's no other secret. Being consistent in loving people.
Amazing. Nimekuwa nikipiga story na the incoming governor 2022. I really wish you well, and mi mwenyewe I'm your personal peer supporter ku campaign huko nje kuambia watu, you know what, this is our man and he has to take it home, because kama looking at whatever he has been able to do at Mvita, akipewa chance, I'm sure he would do greater things here in Mombasa 001. All the best in everything. Yeah, maneno yako ya mwisho kwa mtazamaji.
Tuacheni chuki, tukubali upendo. Let's stay away from hatred. Reap love. Just simply spread out the word of love. I always say, I once said this, and it still remains the same. You cannot make everyone that you meet in a day happy. But imagine if you were only to try and put a smile on 3 people, and those 3 people put a smile on another 3 people, and that makes it 9, and those 9, they put a smile on another 3 people, it makes it 27, and the multiplying effect continues and continues, and before you realize it, what started off as one simple, kind gesture from yourself spreads out. This is how love is spread.
Mtazamaji, His Honorable Abdul Swamad Sharif Nassir amevunja rekodi, I think so, for the most awards won, during his term. Na we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Na naambia kwamba kuna zingine ziko pale na kuna zingine pia haziko around. I think this is commendable job. Nataka tu tuongelee moja kwa moja.
These are the County Gala Awards this year, 2022. I was given the Best Member of Parliament in the Coast Region.
Wow.
Yeah.
Best MP.
Yeah.
Hey. Ya kwanza hiyo.
This one, in recognition of my outstanding performance as the Member of Parliament, and I got 3rd nationally.
Nationally?
Yeah.
Wow.
This
the
is
whole country. Mtazamaji, amini usiamini, the whole country alichukua namba 3.
I got like that from the same, but that was my work in CDF disbursement to bursaries and all.
Yeah.
This one,
It's a humanitarian award.
I got something for being honored for my tremendous efforts towards serving humanity.
Tulichukua jana.
Juicy, political personality of the year.
Yeah, political personality of the year.
Yeah.
PGA and Kwani Golden Awards. And then
you have these are just appreciation certificates of things we've been able to do. This one was for the youth. This was, I think, last year, being one of the most influential Kenyan Muslims in the 2019 social enterprise and philanthropy.
Yeah.
This one was another plaque for being the best member of parliament in the Coast region for this year.
Wow.
And I think this one we got this my support for cancer patients. Yeah. The Sharif Nassir Foundation is the one that has been able to do that. This is my outstanding performance, number 1 in the county of Mombasa, and number 3 as well, Kenya-wide. Yes.
Okay. Wow.
This is just these are the very, very many. These are very, very many. These, I think, all schools have been able to give me this. It's just appreciations for educating the students. Many schools have provided this for me. Yeah. I think
ukiangalia kama awards zako zote zinapita nyingi sana. Kama ngapi?
I think there are more coming.
Wow, more coming.
You shouldn't look at hesabu zile zimepita. Hesabu zingine zile zinazokuja. And I always say this. Awards don't define a person. Awards do not define a person. What defines a person is what you do on a daily basis. Awards simply just to say, to just put that emphasis. Appreciated, yes, but whether they define a person, I truly don't think so. What defines you is your character, and your character, and I say this, you were asking me what it is that I have to say for the young people, those especially want to get into leadership or anything else that you do. Let me tell you, your character is not built on the big things that you rarely do. Your character is built on the small things that you constantly do. That's who you are. You can't just do something, today and you call yourself, I'm one of the best vloggers out there or whatever it is, and you've only done 1 or 2 videos. But you would rather do a series, you continuously, and by engaging yourself on a continuous basis is when you become better, and that's what defines you. This is a person who is there, consistency, being there, doing all these things.
Amazing. Who else would you rather, have as a leader than someone who's very skilled, someone who has so much wisdom, and someone who has the best leadership qualities? Mini presenter Ali, your entertainment PA. I've had an amazing conversation with the incoming governor 2022, Abdul Swamad Sharif. Anyways, a big shout out kwa mwanangu nguvu behind the camera, anaitwa Eric Mukabwa na team nzima ya presenter Ali ambayo imehakikisha kwamba hii video pia inaenda hewani. Anyways, siku zote na kujuza kwamba ukitaka kufanikiwa usipende kusifiwa.